We have been playing on the new Waterfalls map in Timberborn 1.0, and so far we have managed to protect ourselves from any potential bad tides that might be coming up. Food is not really a problem over here because we have a decent supply of carrots, and with potatoes ready to be grilled, we can look towards the final boss of Timberborn, which is going to be water. However, the first thing I want to actually address is the fact that we're going to need more beavers, but not a lot of them. We're going to be trying and staying at around a population of 20 for the most part. And let's just free up some of these workers who don't have anything to do anymore. And I'm going to just undo my own decision from last time, and we're going to go on the full oak tree route. Now, we don't really need these people working over here anymore, so we can turn those buildings off. And next up, what we need to do is we need to make our way up over here so that we can move our water filling stations back here. Now, the reason I want to do this is fairly simple. This place back here has a nice little natural dam over here, which you can see if I just toggle the transparency of the water over here. And secondly, the fact that this is going to basically let us separate our water pumps from our irrigation water over here. At least right now in the early game. Later on, we're going to have a different solution for all of that stuff. Now, I'm also going to just turn off this other inventor over here just so I have the extra workers, because there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be building really soon. And I'm going to get rid of this lumberjack flag from over here as well, because I don't actually want these trees to be destroyed all the way. Let's just unmark this cutting area as well, just in case, we accidentally place a lumberjack flag in the future. The reason for that is fairly simple. These are pine trees, and pine trees give you pine resin. We don't need it right now, but we're gonna need them eventually. Oh, I completely forgot to open up these floodgates as well. So let's just do that. Also, I'm noticing that the farmers aren't really doing much, so I'm going to reduce the number of workers over there as well. I don't think we need this place to be running at full efficiency right now anyway. And finally, let's just make 2 warehouses over here, one for carrots, and the other one can be for the grilled potatoes that are going to be coming up with this grill as soon as it's done. Now, I'm not really concerned about food. However, water is a big concern right now because 87 water is basically just not enough. Sadly, the only way for us to store water this early in the game is with small tanks. And since we already have another warehouse for carrots, I'm going to pause this one for now so that we can better prioritize our resources. Let's just make sure that we have enough lumberjack flags before we head into this. And then what I want to do is basically make a bunch of small tanks all over town, and potentially one near this water pump as well. Now, we're going to be getting a drought soon, but that's fine. I'm not really concerned about droughts right now. Oh, let's also pause this dam construction right now. There we go, I think that's more than enough orders for now. Oh, and one more worker is just being wasted over here, the gatherer flag. We don't need that anymore either. Actually, we can just get rid of the gatherer flag entirely because we are the folktales and we don't really get any benefit from blueberries. Unless we stockpile them. They might be useful as like a backup food source. I might consider that. But honestly, in our case, we have grilled potatoes coming up and wood is not really a problem. So I'm just going to completely skip the warehouse for blueberries. There we go, the houses have been built as well as the warehouse now. Alright, next up we can just focus on water storage for now. But yeah, I'm not really happy making these small tanks because the big medium tank is 10 times as efficient as the small one. But that is no reason to skip on the small tanks. The small tanks are still really helpful. Oh, wait a second. If I place any more water pumps up here, which I was actually planning on doing, I would need to remove them in the future. But if I place any down here, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, basically what I'm thinking is if we have water pumps down here, then I don't ever have to remove them. This can always be a water filling area. Yeah, we're going to do that. For now, just one is going to be more than enough because that is going to let me remove this water pump over here. And then why don't we just have a couple of tanks right next to this as well? And of course, let's not keep forgetting about planting the trees. Alright, and taking a look at well-being, it seems like just a few more points over here would give us really nice and big bonuses. So what's something that we can do quickly? Oh, we definitely need a teeth grindstone so that these beavers with the chipped teeth can actually, heal themselves. But apart from that, I think we can afford a shrub. However, where do we place this for the maximum bonus? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this over here, but then we're going to be moving this campfire back here as well. So what that's going to do is that's going to put this campfire within range of the shrub So every beaver that's visiting the rooftop terrace as well as the campfire will be getting the bonuses. So let's just destroy this campfire now, and I really hope the workers can pick up these logs, and it looks like they can. Okay, so we're going to be able to store 240 water right now. So with 20 beavers, that's going to be enough for, say, a drought of 12 days. Yeah, so now I'm okay with turning on the inventors again, and the workers will automatically go from being builders at the district center to being inventors. Actually, I'm going to use the second lowest priority for the inventors while keeping the lowest priority for being builders. And let's also pause this water pump right now, as well as this one. Yeah, those were just eating up our beavers for no reason. Yeah, I completely forgot to clear this center area from being a planting area so that we can actually continue our path straight onwards. Now that we're solving our population problems, we can increase the efficient farmhouse back to max capacity. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start planting some sunflowers far away from the farm so that they don't actually prioritize those. And these are primarily just to give us a nice little boost in well-being if possible. Now, the only other thing I want to do right now is have some storage for wood somewhere. But most of our construction is going to happen on this side of the planet, not over here. So maybe it's just better if we place our wood piles over here for now. Yeah, so that's just going to have logs for us. Now, finally, I want to be rid of this power wheel whenever possible. So like whenever there's not a drought. For that, we're going to make our way up here with stairs, of course. But we don't really have enough planks right now. This is going to need 12 planks and we only have 5. So we do need to turn these on again. And basically what I want to do is, yeah, I actually do want a plank stockpile up here. And the reason for that is going to become really obvious really soon, which is that I want to have an industrial area right here. The first thing to make that happen would be a power wheel, just like that. And then we can attach a lumber mill with it, and eventually we're going to add some other stuff over here as well. Now that's a lot of build orders, but we do have a lot of time. It's not like we're going anywhere. There we go, the drought actually ended during that time. And it seems like I literally just don't have any workers right now. Well, time to pause all the inventors so that the beavers can focus on becoming workers. Now I am going to just turn on this water pump in the back over here, and hopefully this water pump combined with this one can actually keep our water bottles filled. Okay, so now taking a look at the well-being bonuses, I do want to get to 12 because that movement speed bonus is going to help us a lot over here in this colony where our beavers have to do a lot of back and forth right now. So how do we get 2 more well-being really easily? I think the easiest one is going to be this lantern over here, which I'm going to prioritize, of course. And I've placed it similarly to the shrub because as you can see, pretty much everyone in our colony has the shrub bonus because they all want to visit these places at least once before they sleep. And I guess if we can just get a single roof over here. Oh, but if we place that over here, it would be so much better. Yeah, let's place it over here because I think these 3 items are the only ones that have the benefit within 1 tile. Yeah, everything else has a higher range. So we would be able to place those things further away. Alright. Yeah, just focus on that roof as well, please. And get me both of these things today, please. Hey, lovely. Our colony's average well-being is at 12 now. Interesting. That was easier than I thought it would be. Alright, that's going to be the water wheel done, and then we're going to get a lumber mill. Now, we did get lucky. We could have gotten a bad tide right now, but we didn't. Or maybe we want to call it unlucky, you know? Because now this water wheel isn't gonna work. That's fine. It's gonna work sooner or later anyway. Let's continue making our way up here now. This is actually just a side project that I have going. But basically, we do need to get up here in order to be able to divert any potential bad tide over here. Over here in this direction. That is not really going to be our focus right now though. Because it seems like we're also going to need a power wheel right here. And what we can do right now is just destroy both of these from down here as well. Because if I'm being honest, we have delayed this long enough. Let's make our gear workshop now. Oh, we need more science. Actually, just 2 more science. There we go. We have the science now. So let's make our gear workshop right here. Because what that gear workshop is going to let us do is place these medium tanks. So we do need a total of 20 gears and 30 planks for this. But like I said earlier, it has 10 times the capacity of a small tank. So we have a capacity of 21 beavers right now, and just to be on the safe side, let's just keep 2.5 units of water per day for them. So to survive a single day of drought, I need 52 units of water. The maximum drought/bad tide that can happen in hard mode is 30 days. which basically means I need around 1600 units of water to survive the maximum possible drought / bad tide, at least with my current population, which is, honestly speaking, not really a problem. We can actually just pause this water pump right now, because I want to see how much water can this water pump and whether or not it is enough to keep our bottles filled with the population that we have right now. Now this is the actual annoying bit in hard mode, where it's just a lot of waiting, because you can't really increase your population by a lot, otherwise you're gonna eat up all of your food and water, and as a result you basically have to do this stuff over here. You basically have nothing to do except just micromanage your buildings. Oh, I need that one log that I have left over here. We need to get over here. These are all oaks. My actual oak plants are still like a couple days away from harvest, so every single log actually makes a lot of difference right now. Yeah, so this is the boring part of hard mode, where you basically have to micromanage your buildings, at least in the early game. Now, we do have enough science to research the medium tank, and where do I place this? Oh, I want to place this near the water collectors, basically. So near this place. There we go, and you are, of course, going to store water. And right at the end over here, I do want levees. Yeah. And then I do want some floodgates over here, because I want to store as much water in this final section as possible. And later on, we're going to dynamite this place as well, you know, in order to store even more water. Okay, and it seems like a single water pump is not really able to keep up with our population's needs, because, you know, the water reserves are slowly going down. So that tells me that either I need to increase the well-being over here, or I need to increase this productivity, or just add another water pump. But honestly, increasing this productivity is going to be the easiest thing, because if we just have haulers, and just a couple of haulers, then this stuff, whatever this guy is doing right now, can be done by a hauler, instead of, you know, the actual person who's supposed to be pumping the water for us. And there's also the fact that haulers can carry twice as much. So they're just more efficient overall, if I'm being honest. Okay, there's our floodgates now, and what happens if I just take these all the way to 0.85? Is that going to cause any flooding upstream? I really hope not. Maybe 0.9? Maybe I can take it all the way. Okay, 0.9 does cause some flooding upstream, but I think it settles down. Yeah, okay, 0.9 is good enough, and it seems like we're getting another drought. We are getting very lucky over here. Oh, turn on this water pump. I'm not really happy with this flooding, so I'm going to take this down to 0.85 now. And just in case you didn't get lucky with your rolls, what you can do is, whenever there's a bad tide, all you need to do is just take this all the way up. And that's basically it. All the bad water will go this way. It is going to spread a little bit over here, but you know, nothing that will actually affect your colony. Plus, you would probably need more of these small tanks for yourself, because all of the water over here will become useless to you and you won't be able to pump it up. Okay, now that the water wheel is actually working, we don't need a power wheel anymore. So we can move on to something else, which is going to be this thing. I want 2 water wheels over here now. And I also want my beavers to have a way to get down here, because what I'm planning on is increasing the water that flows through these wheels. So for that, we just need to make some levees over here. Hopefully that's going to be enough. So let's just check. This water wheel is making 134 horsepower right now. And then, of course, there's going to be a drought which ruins all of our plans. So let's just pause all of these. We don't need them anymore. Instead, we're going to have to resume this power wheel so that we can actually make planks and stuff. And I did just notice that these beavers have to go all the way back home to eat something. So let's make sure that they have food available right here. Now, we need 20 gears, right? And 1 plank turns into 1 gear. So we're just going to turn off the lumber mill and turn on the gear workshop now. It's going to be incredibly slow, and we could actually build a turbine, but honestly, I don't think it's worth it without gravity batteries. So we do need to start thinking about those as well. And this place over here looks decent enough for now. But the thing is, gravity batteries need metals, and we don't have any right now. Oh, brother, you know what? I'm going to make another one of those. I have plenty of logs. I'm not really concerned about it. So why not? And Mr. Forester, can you potentially plant some chestnut trees over here? Like just back here, actually. Because we are going to be letting those propagate on their own. So let's just clear the planting areas. And now as soon as they're adults, they're going to have a chance every day to spawn another one nearby. Yeah, and making this over here was a really good idea, because we're several days into our drought now. And the water pump is still going strong and filling up our water bottles. Actually, it's able to maintain it. Oh, it's able to maintain it because there's another one back here doing the same. All right, our first medium tank over here is done now. And as you can see, Our water capacity went from 270 to 570. Pretty insane, right? Now, at least for the next few cycles, just having one more of these medium tanks would be more than enough for all of our needs. However, something that's going to help us even further is if we can get our hands on some dynamites. So let's start working on the metal tech tree now. For that, we need a scavenger flag, which is going to be just this guy, and they're going to grab scrap from this place, and then we're going to need a smelter. Now I want to place the smelter over here and basically move this power wheel over one place. Oh, this lumberjack is done with their job, so we can just get rid of him now. Look at those trees. Look at our oaks over here. This is what I like to see. A stockpile full of logs and oaks ready to be harvested. Usually what that means is you can just make another pile of logs for yourself, which is something that I'm going to do right now. And while we're at it, let's also add another one of these water bottles. And since the water over here is gone, we can turn off this water pump. And let's also resume work on this dam over here, which doesn't really serve a purpose, but it lets us cross over to this side of the world. And of course, since we don't have any log problems anymore, we can also finish these things up. And finally, I do want to solve the flooding problem over here. We're going to be forcing all the water to go straight into this channel instead of spilling over onto this side. Alright, this place is also dried up, so we can turn off this water pump as well. And now our beavers are just going to be drinking the water that we have stored up during the next 4 days of the drought. And notice how the water is still present over here because we're not really pumping water up from here. So a little bit is still left. There we go, that's the next 3 days of the drought done, and we have 90 water stored. So basically we have, say, 2 more days of water left. Now, since we're going to have power with these water wheels, we can turn off the power wheels over here. And of course, that means we can turn on all of our industry, which would obviously include the smelter. And next up, we need to enable all of our water pumps. Yeah, there we go. The water isn't actually spilling over here. Now, the pumps over here don't actually start working right away. That's because water takes time to fill up in all of these back reservoirs before it reaches this place. But that's actually by design. We don't actually mind that. Now, I'm basically hoping that we're able to fill up both of these medium tanks before the start of the next drought, which should not be that difficult if I'm being honest. But worst case scenario, we just need more water pumps. Now, since we have some science stockpiled as well as some resources, we can increase our well-being a little bit further, which is by providing a few contemplation spots and maybe a lido or two. A single one is more than enough if I'm being honest, but where on earth do we place it? Not really the ideal position. 1 second, let me fix that. We're gonna place a levee and then a lido on top of that, just like that. And it looks like the game just keeps on giving. It keeps giving me droughts. I don't want droughts. I want bad tides so that we can still have power during them. But apparently we can't have nice things in this game. I'm going to build this right now because I know we're going to need this in literally 3 more days. There we go. Our drought started. We couldn't really fill up our water bottles, but I'm pretty sure all of my water pumps are going to continue working. I'm gonna turn this one off because I want the lido to keep functioning. And this time around we got a 14-day drought, which is actually really annoying to deal with because it's going to cause a very specific problem, which is that all of this water in the middle, it's not going to last 14 days. It's probably going to evaporate around day 10 or something. What that means is that we need to start thinking about sluices now. But something that's actually even more important than sluices is this number over here, which is the productivity, which is incredibly low. So the reason this productivity is low is because this person over here needs to spend time traveling all the way down here. By the way, let's shorten that path to grab some wood. Then they make something and then they have to come all the way over here and put them in this pile over here with the planks. Then they grab more wood and then walk all the way over there. That's not okay. We need a hauling post. It doesn't really matter where you place this. And we are going to prioritize this as well because this is going to provide a boost to pretty much our entire colony. Oh, by the way, the water over here ran out, but we are at maximum water bottle capacity. Oh, and we get these workers back, at least during the drought now. Now, for the hauling post, I prefer setting the workplace at the minimum priority as well. And this early in the game, we're just going to have 3 haulers. And let's try and figure out the bonus that we're going to get. So it's about 42%, 38% right now. Okay, we do have unemployed people. So I'm going to bump this up all the way to 10. And yeah, still going to keep it at minimum priority though. So unemployed people will go and fill up these roles before actually becoming, unemployed. Let's see what they're doing now. You see, this person is actually bringing the logs over here to this guy. absolutely amazing. Within just 1 day of the hauling post being active, the productivity over here has increased from 38% to 77%. By the way, the hauling post is also going to have a huge impact on your water pump productivities as well. Because remember, those workers also need to carry water to all of these small tanks. But something that you can do to help the game and the haulers figure out your priorities is that this tank over here, I basically want the haulers to use this as a supply tank. So basically, I want the haulers to keep this empty as a priority. And I'm going to do the same thing over here to these as well. Both of these are supply tanks, which the haulers will be using to fill up all the other bottles everywhere else. And the productivity is at 85% now. That is amazing. I believe I need some gears now. So we're just going to shift these over now, and the water pump can be turned off. And finally, that's going to be the smelter working now, which means this power wheel is also going to be helping now. Now let's just pause the gear workshop so that we can focus all our power on the smelter. Yeah, because if possible, then during this drought in the next 4 days, basically, I want to swap these floodgates and these levees with sluices. So let's actually start that process right now. That's going to give us a nice little chunk of planks back. And the sluices are only 400 science. So there you go. Oh, did that just place all those planks over there? That is evil. It's okay. It's okay. How do I force these planks to go back over here? Where are they now? They're over here. They can be grabbed now, right? There. Lovely. Okay, great. Oh, they can't finish because there's no actual stairs over here. There. Now we can actually get up there. Now you need to make sure that the sluices are at the bottom of your dam. And what we're going to do is we are going to set the downstream depth to 0.9. So basically, the sluices are going to fill this place up just enough so that it doesn't actually overflow. And then all the way over here, we can just close these floodgates entirely. We don't need them anymore. Okay, it's the final day of the drought now, and we have over 600 water and over 800 food. Actually, food is not really a problem at all. But as you can see, the crops are going to be dying soon. No worries, that is exactly the problem that we're solving right now. There's just one final piece of this puzzle, which is going to be back here. Let's get all the way over here so that we can go up on top of this place. Yeah, that looks good. Do I want to go crazy with this? Yes, I do. So what we're going to do is we are going to go absolutely amazingly crazy with this. Yeah, let's just make dams on top of that. Yeah, what we're doing is we're gonna just raise all of this place up and make a massive dam over here. And then we're also going to need this over here, just like that. And finally, we do need to get rid of this water pump. And in its place are gonna be these two levees. So that's going to fill all of this place over here with water. Except it is going to overflow back over here. I did not see that coming. No, never mind. It's not. If we go one level further, then it would. There we go. The beavers have started working on our project now. And actually, let's just make sure that the water bottles, let's just make sure that 2 of the water pumps are on. And we should be golden over here. Except for one minor detail that I missed completely. Yeah, before we can do any of this stuff over here, which I'm going to just pause right now. Yeah, we need to come all the way over here and make some sluice gates. So yeah, let's just do 4 over here. Oh, that's not 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be difficult to build. Is there a better way? There probably is, but you know, simpler is better. Let's just do that. Yeah, lovely. That looks good. Now, hopefully the beavers will know to prioritize this side of the area first. They do not. They're going to work on this first because I gave them this order first. Okay, for everyone watching, do not do this before you do this, okay? Because for these sluices, the settings that you want to have is close above contamination. And just disable everything else actually. Just close above contamination. And what that will do is as soon as a bad tide starts, these sluices will close and the bad tide water will go this way. Yeah, now hopefully we can actually get this done before a bad tide starts. But honestly, that would be hoping for a bit too much, in my opinion. Okay, it's another drought. Holy moly, I swear, this game is just refusing to give me what I want. How lucky is that, actually? Because it's a 40% chance that I get a bad tide. And for the past 4 cycles in a row, I did not get one. Oh, I'm such an idiot. The reason it's not building is because they literally can't build it. Yeah, we're just gonna build a staircase over here so that you guys can actually go down and build that. Okay, so now that the drought has started, Yeah, what's going to happen is, as you guys see, these sluices fill up this area over here. As you know, it evaporates, and as these water bottle fillers back here use it up. Now, this time around, it's not really going to be, that much different than whatever it was last time around. But as soon as we have this section back here done and this section back here done, we're basically going to have 2 additional layers of fluid over here, but several times more than this one over here as well. And with a very low population of just around 20 beavers, at that point, I think you're pretty much golden to survive on your own, okay? Now, where on earth is all of my power at? Oh, the power wheels are off. Of course they are. Do I need more metal? I do not need more metal, so I can just disable the smelter now. And let's enable the gear workshop instead. Again, if I'm being honest, I also want some storage of gears. Where do I store it though? Yeah, we might as well just store it down here. It's okay. This one section over here is scaring me a lot right now. Because the thing is, these drains are going to outlet a lot of water. And then there's going to be water coming in from over here as well. Bad water coming in from over here as well. So there is a chance that this place sloshes up and down. And it sprinkles my amazing reservoir with polluted poop water. So I can't have that. That would not be ideal at all. So what I'm going to do is we are also going to just come up here at the end of all of this and just make a wall of levees just to reinforce this place. Yeah, so this side over here is done now. And now I believe this one staircase that I removed, we can just add that back. Yeah, and starting next morning, the beavers are just gonna go ham on the work now. There we go. All the water back here in this reservoir is now gone. But as you can see, this one is still filled up. All right, there we go. The drought is now over. Water is filling up this reservoir now. And it is... Okay then, excuse me. Please, water, go away. Thank you. Hello, sirs. Why are you not eating food? Oh, it's just because you have to travel a lot for work. That's okay. Everyone does. So I want to simulate this right now. Let's say a bad tide starts, right? This is going to close. What's going to happen to the water? Is it going to spill over? I don't want it to spill over. It doesn't spill over here. And what about this place? Okay, it just goes all the way over there. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, we're just going to reset this to auto now and continue on with our life. Hey, we're actually getting a bad tide now. Perfect timing. Oh my god. That is insane. Guys, I'm going to be honest. If you don't get so lucky with bad tides, it's okay. Remember those floodgates over here? You just have to close those, okay? Nothing else. Except now I'm going to be even more sad because, yeah, there's a bad tide. But the bad tide water isn't going to come this way. So, once more, these water wheels aren't actually going to work. Holy crap. That's just annoying, okay? But something that I just noticed is that we're not really done with this part right now. So if there is some sloshing around with the water, it's gonna mess with us really hard. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. If it messes with us, it messes with us, okay? We can't really do anything then. How much bad water does this actually add? Okay, it sloshes up, it sloshes down. It didn't actually cross that barrier, so we didn't need to make these levees. But it's a good thing that we did, because that means we can, raise this dam up further. And then all the bad water is going this way and off the map over here. Okay, it didn't really harm us in any, significant way. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. Holy moly, okay. Let's extend this path all the way over there for now. And what I want to do is actually create, a walkable path over here as well. So, we don't need these anymore. Yeah, so ideally this would become the actual boundary of the dam then. I don't like these rounded edges, okay? And then we would be able to connect this path over here, which would improve the pathfinding a lot. Especially if we want to build something over here, then the beavers can just pick up the resources from over here and bring them straight to this side instead of going all the way across. Yeah, so after this, if you want to build something over here, the beavers can just bring the resources straight across the dam instead of going across the entire colony. Absolutely wonderful. Now, do we care about this underground ruin? I don't, if I'm being honest. But if I were to place this over here, so we need to basically cordon off this area. Oh man, that sounds so useless. Or we do it the smart way and we just don't care about that and we get this one instead. Or we get this one instead. It doesn't really matter.